Our vision fits nicely within connections that captivate. We are about conquering connections, current, emerging, and yet undiscovered.
CTC for us is basically our operating system. You know, anywhere you go within the SMG universe, anywhere that Procter & Gamble goes, you know, anywhere that Coca-Cola goes, what they should see that's consistent with our company is CTC.
Embedded in that is the consumer at the center, which is all of what drives connections that captivate. We're about linking, really connecting consumers with our advertisers, with their brands. Today, that world is digital. That's about what's current. Emerging, this interactive one-on-one connection is something we've been talking about for many years and is still going to work its way out in the future.
More than focused on just creating ad units, but what do people want to do with emerging media, and how can we create new ad formats around it?
Intent track really came from the early work which we did behind Connections that Captivate. Because one of the things we identified is that if we are going to captivate consumers, we need to have some kind of firm measurement behind this.
We have set up all of our programs and processes so that they follow CTC to the T. The only thing that I would say that's a differential between us is that we very much focus on results, and those results are tangible. They're analyzed and they're used all of the time to get back to really how we start our overall process. So our results and our insights are really one and the same, and we move through that process seamlessly.
And then from that, Kate and I and lots of people got together and we said we've got to get into the tracking business. And from that started Intent Track.
It's about the consumer first, and I think that's the clear connection to the pool, which is really consumer first. It's not about, as I was saying earlier, about creating new shiny blinky ad units that we think are cool. It's really about what are people going to interact with, how are we going to get their attention, how are they going to pay attention to our clients' brands, how can we create an experience that is different, that's immersive, and I think that's the clear connection point, because CTC is about consumer, the pool is about the consumer, and once we know how they want to interact with our brands and the content and the technology, the ad format can fall out of that.
I think there's a couple of areas. One, we're starting to think outside of the media box. We're thinking across the whole process. What are the things that drive somebody to change their behavior in a different category? And the second thing is we're thinking about the way that we analyze the data differently. We've created a group of people and some unique applications which require advanced analytics, and that's been a stretch, but it's been a good stretch for SMG.
We don't know what the future holds in terms of what's yet undiscovered, but this is a very robust model to tackle that, still within the Connections that Captivate framework.
And you can't get much closer to captivation than that.